3, 2, 1. Welcome to the 225 podcast, where Drew starts with his mic in his hands rather than the floor. With your host,
me and him made a bet that you weren't going to do that.
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
You put money on it?
No. Noah Ray, Andrew Cargill, and me, Matthew Albazati.
Back again with another banger of an episode.
Woo.
Saturday morning.
Oh my God. I don't know what it is. The air quality.
Dude, are you okay?
But my head
Oh my
is
gosh.
just killing me.
Oh, gosh.
Dude.
Me too.
Oh. I don't think this is going to help.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, okay.
Potential.
It's weird. Alani, okay, I swear, I think guys give Alani a lot of crap, which I do. No, I do. And I think we go into it with a negative mindset, so it's not going to taste good. All of the females that I've talked to about this, like Edie, my sister, a few girls on the team, they said that this flavor is gas. And so I'm going to look into it as, yes, it's Alani. Yes, it's a slim can. I feel dainty.
Alani?
I don't know. I feel dainty drinking it, but Cherry Slush is a relatively good flavor. Like, that has potential to be a good flavor.
Everything
I've
has
had
potential.
this before, so I'm going to like...
Oh, you've had this?
But
Yeah,
going into it, I think I have two.
But I'm going to go into it with an open mindset.
Yeah.
The
Growth
only Alani
mindset.
drink I've ever had was Witch's Brew and I had one.
Well, then you should be excited because you've not liked liked all of them.
Instinct.
Okay.
Ooh. Wow.
Jeez, you okay there?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little too strong.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Very strong flavor. It kind of tastes like a cough drop, Luden's cherry cough drop.
Yeah. Like, just like a bunch of those melted and with a little bit of like Topo Chico. Boom. That's what
Which
you
is
got.
good, though, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
They could deal with half this flavor and it'd probably be better.
It's a little synthetic at the end.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of
That's
the
what I was
C4.
wondering.
That's synthetic.
I'm getting the coating over my mouth, too.
Yeah. Coating. I think...
Has a little bit of cough syrupy taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like terrible, but it's not like...
I wouldn't go for this.
I'm not going to buy it.
I don't know if I would... If the peach is there and this is there, I'm going peach every day.
Peach is good.
I'm not going to pick up any of them.
Well, yeah.
Catch me dead before you see me walking around a powerlifting me with a little Alani can.
No, I hear you, brother. Bro, I saw someone at school drinking this, and I was like, I was about to go like publicly and mock him.
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy,
What are you doing?
take a lost and found, take a ghost.
Yeah.
Like,
Lost and found.
really?
Have some testosterone.
Like,
please. My God, I can
What's
feel
your
my
dodge
estrogen
buddy,
levels
negative?
rising.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah, no, I'll have a woman coach all day, and I love it. Don't feel demasculated one bit.
But
Taking
that,
this little
no,
can, hell no.
not a chance. I'm going to give it like a
I'm giving
flat
it.
out 5.
I was going to do the same.
I'm going to give it a 4-4.
Flat out 5.
It's
It's not like bad, but it's not good. I'm not going to buy it, but like, I'll
I don't know if
probably
I'll drink
finish
it again.
no, probably not.
Yeah. Okay. Training recap. Actually, we do have something cool to talk about that we didn't think about.
Yeah.
We'll let Drew start, and then we'll talk about our cool thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gosh, I have something in my throat.
Have some more cough syrup. Anyways, my training recap. This week I've had 90 to 92.5% singles, which have been nice. Did 534 for a single on squat, moved reasonably well, and did 575 on deadlift. That also moved reasonably well.
Wait, what did you squat?
534.
I heard 74, and I was like, what the
That would have been pretty cool.
We don't lie. That did not.
But moved good. Excited. Coach said it moved good, which is rare. And so now we're going heavier next week. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. I don't know what heavier means, though, for him. So.
1 pound.
Boo. It might be.
Go up 2.5 keys.
It probably would.
Same attempt.
Same attempt. Yeah, no. I'm excited, though. So.
Same attempt, but for doubles.
Huh?
Same attempt, but for doubles.
Oh, I'd be willing to do that. I felt good.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to do those for doubles. Maybe a triple throw in there.
Bro,
That'd be
slept for
crazy.
more than 3 hours. I'm feeling good.
No shit.
So,
do you know when you're
that-
competing next? Is that all you had? Just you had singles?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that I cared about. I mean, I had 340 for doubles on bench, if someone cares about that.
I care.
You do? Okay. Move the card. Okay.
It's 340.
All right. Well, I haven't seen you over 2 reds in a while, so
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want to hear
true.
it. But, yeah, that's really it. Other stuff's just boring.
Yesterday
volume.
was the first time I've had over 400 pounds on my back. In like
That's
3 weeks.
crazy.
Yeah.
What was it for?
High bar.
Oh, yeah,
fives.
the high bar. You went pretty heavy on those.
420?
I mean, compared to me.
I probably hit 420 for 5, low bar. Like, that's not heavy for you.
Oh.
For a 650-pound squatter,
Yeah, no.
this is not
It was
heavy.
easy. I did it for like 4 sets. It
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm
fine.
saying. That'd be like
Um,
one top set for me.
I want, if I could do, I don't know, high bar felt really good, but we'll see. I have close stance squats today. I want to push squats.
Those
more.
are fun.
I want a 700-pound squat like so bad.
He wants to be
And
a squatter.
I'm working on, deadlift positioning and bench positioning. So I took away the bench or the belt on my bench press. And for me, it works a lot better. I'm putting my feet farther out and really driving my big toe, pinky toe, and heel into the floor, engaging my hamstrings and glutes a lot more than I was previously. And I'm able to push my butt up probably an extra few inches up. So my arch is going to be, an inch and a half more. So it's feeling a lot better. Bench press, but like Drew said, I haven't been going heavy. So I've been doing like sets of 10. I've had like sets of 5, long pause, nothing too crazy. And also like this is my first week back, so I'm not pushing anything. It's been super easy. And then deadlift, I'm really working on different deadlift positioning and different levers there, which I'm really excited for because my positioning looks much better, but I haven't gone heavy. I deadlifted like over 400 pounds for the first time yesterday too, in a while. So, but it was tempo 5s, and it felt really good. My hands hurt, but it was just whatever. So deadlift positioning, bench positioning, and then just squat power. I want that 700 squat so bad.
700 sounds cool.
Yeah, that's something that like, I don't know. That's my main goal right now. When in reality, my goal probably should be the deadlift to get that better, but I want the squat.
Squats moving good. You can't.
I love squats. I enjoy squats so much more than any other lift. I like it more than bench, and I like it more than deadlift. Infinitely more. And yeah, so I'm super excited for this off season. As my first week ends today, so we'll see where everything ends up. I think high bar, I could really push that to the like 530, 540 range for sets of 5. Relatively fine. And then the close stance, I'm not sure there. We'll see where that goes. But it just depends on how I feel with that and kind of how I do my my form. If I'm leaned over at all, which I probably will have to be. We'll see. We'll just see. I'm just excited.
We're just gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I'm just excited. It'll be really fun. So that's kind of my training. Nothing too crazy. Just working on form and stuff a lot. Because also, Becky only had like 12 weeks with me, I think, before my meet. 12, 14 weeks, something like that. So
She had you in prep rolling.
yeah,
into
so
it.
really she didn't want to do anything super crazy. Like, yes, there was form cues and stuff that changed, but you can't, when I'm going into a meet, I didn't want to fully like change everything.
Yeah.
So like my bench form stayed relatively the same. Squat form, relatively similar. Deadlift changed a bit. But yeah, so then now she's just like, try this differently, do this differently, which I really like and I really enjoy. Bench I'm really excited for too. My arch is a lot more and I feel a lot more powerful and my leg drive is like insane. I did a side video yesterday and you can like just see my hamstring engaging. It's so cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say I felt similarly with like Becky.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started, we were 13 weeks out.
Yeah.
And I knew like, we'll touch on this later, but I knew like changing coaches, I'm like, I either have to change right now or wait until prep is done.
Yeah.
And so I decided to change, and her programming obviously took me up far. But again, she wasn't queuing a bunch of different things where she's like, we're going to work on this in the off season, really just because she didn't want to change everything. In my squat,
because that's not smart.
my squat was way too wide when I started working with her. It's
not
for
right
me.
enough.
That's funny. And then as soon as we were done with the meet, she's like, bring it in. That needs to go in, and then my squat blew up. But anyway, training's been cool. So I think we talked about meeting Jen Thompson on the last episode. Did we?
I don't think we brought that up.
Oh no.
We met Jen Thompson 11 times, IPF world champion.
Yeah. What you meant? We met her 11 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's just been coming over.
Yeah,
so that was really cool. I was a little bit I always say this, meeting someone that you only see on the internet in real life is a moment of surrealness, but then you realize they're just a normal person.
Also,
it's cool.
It was so funny because one of our friends, AJ, did not know who she was.
It was so funny.
And he doesn't bench 300 pounds. And
yeah, he does. He's benched 303 or 3.
He's wanting to bench 315. But
okay.
Yeah,
Hasn't
top
benched
end
315.
is
Hasn't benched 315. PR's around probably 303, 308. Sorry to take away from that. He's benched 300 pounds, but whatever. Well, he didn't know who Jen Thompson was, which, how tall do you think she is? 5'2", 5'3"? Tiny little woman.
Yeah.
Tiny little woman. And she just turned 50. So you would never imagine that she benches 315, 330, anywhere around there. And AJ was on a bench, or he snagged a bench or whatever. And they asked to work in Jen and her husband.
Jen Thompson's husband.
And Jen Thompson's husband. And basically we were all laughing our ass off because he was just working in with her. And she was making bigger jumps than he was.
Dude, I had to pull him over before they started. I was like, dude, you better bench big today. He's like, man, I'm good. We were like, no, you need to understand.
And she did a static hold with 465. And she's
that was crazy.
What weight class is she? 67?
67 and a half.
67 and a half. And she did all that. And AJ was just shitting himself. It was so funny. She ended up benching more than him, I'm pretty sure. For reps.
Hey, she
respectfully, AJ. Respectfully.
No, respectfully, but AJ is a 100 kg man.
Yeah,
that's true.
And she's a 67 woman. That's master's class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just really funny when you look at how elite tier the world level class is compared to your average.
Well, when I watch Worlds, I have to compare myself to the 67s.
If that.
If that's what I'm saying.
I compare myself to the 47s.
Because the 67s and 60 men is where I start to level out my current total, you know. But anyway, back to Jen. So obviously, having someone that knowledgeable there, we were how would you recommend us on bench? We weren't benching, but we were just what are some general tips you give?
Because she is a bench specialist.
She's a god.
She
benches
squats
30,
20 pounds more than she benches,
which is insane.
But one thing she was same.
Yeah, I bench 630.
One thing that she told us was brace into your rib cage, upper chest rather than stomach, and to drop the belt. And so that's what Noah and I both did, and what kind of inspired our recent bench changes. Mm-hmm. And I mean, for me, I have never had a good arch.
Your arch is
it
way
blew,
better.
3 inches, and 3 is a huge number.
Big number,
massive.
Maybe even too.
Maybe my arch is too big.
Maybe you need to put the belt back on.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so just I guess having something like that happen was kind of something I needed on bench. Not my numbers flew, but excuse me.
But I think with time,
it starts to feel a lot more
better,
solid, and I was doing 10s yesterday, and I did 5 keys more than last week. So it was all cool and everything. But yeah, so that's been fun. Squats have just been tough because I'm doing 7s, earthquakers, and then
earthquake's crazy.
Tempo SSB. And so it's nothing that I'm pushing my 7s, but it's just not fun, you know?
I'm glad I still have 5s. And
yeah, I want 5 or something. Bench is great, like I said. I want to drop Larson's though, so I can continue working my arch and leg drive. So I'm gonna talk to her about that. But then deadlift, I have 4 pauses, so that's exciting. That's about all with training. I've got 2 more weeks on this block, but I'll be in Costa Rica for one of them. there's allegedly a gym down there that's like fitted with Rogue equipment, but
Your family just lied to you to get
What?
you down.
Allegedly.
yeah, my family. That's like they're like, man, there's a gym down there with protein shakes and meat and like Rogue equipment. But if they really wanted me to get down there, they'd be like TSS racks, TSS plates,
Yeah.
like illegal pad. Like that's how they. So I don't think they're lying because like a Rogue combo, I might as well not work out. Like that sucks.
I hate them.
For whatever reason, on my bench, I clip the Rogue combo. Oh, I just hate it. I hate it.
Well, get about
I rarely clip the Rogue now. Lately, I'll only clip the safeties if I'm going to, like on the way down from
Yeah.
a squat.
I can't squat on a Rogue unless I bring it in.
See, I've been good about not doing that.
Yeah, well, you're fat.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
So
Wow.
it's the way I are.
Oh, we
That's a
were
big
watching a
difference,
Sam
too.
Solik video the other day.
Yeah,
This was
he's
so
scrawny.
funny. So we went back and watched. If you don't know who he is, search him up.
I
He's
like his
21, so he's our age. 5'10", 5'11", so my height, a little bit taller than Drew. And 245 pounds lean. Like, insanely lean. And he was like, he said something about, like, men being
I'm
able to turn.
mandating
He's like,
it.
he's like, it's time for the spring bulk. He's like, actually, I take that back. If you're under 200 pounds, I'm mandating a bulk. You have to be on a perma bulk till you get to 200. And so them two were, like, cracking
Same
up
thing.
about that.
That was the same thing.
Awesome.
It's unbelievable
That
how
made
many
me so
men walk
happy.
around under 200 pounds and think they're the shit. And they ain't farted yet.
I mean, I haven't farted.
No.
But anyway,
Close.
That's true.
so that's a little bit of our training. We were going to dive into our topic. Also,
We've
just like
ran into some issues.
very quickly, I watched Barbie and Oppenheimer yesterday on the 21st, and I brought home a Barbie poster, and it's hanging right there.
I keep looking up.
and
and seeing
I
it.
also keep just staring at it. If you're wondering what
That's
I'm
all I'm
staring at
looking
this
at.
whole episode,
I just see Ken laying down.
I'm staring at Ryan Gosling's polished abs, for those wondering. So
Oh. I thought you're staring at Margot Robbie's feet.
maybe.
They're right next to each
I'm
other.
staring-
That was vulgar.
I'm
just
staring at
kidding.
Drew's feet, actually.
It's like,
Okay,
It's like
yeah.
the
So
sound like
Noah, you want to like
noise.
intro our
Yeah,
topic?
so
and
we've
talk about
had,
how much
and
you love
also, I don't think anyone that would be involved in this watches this anyways, but even so, we really don't want to, we're not going to call anyone out, anything like that, but we have seen in the powerlifting community some toxic things happening as of recently, especially with people even involving our community. And for us, we kind of wanted to just talk about raising awareness to that and how powerlifting is becoming so political, because I think a lot more people are getting involved, and a lot more people with that than you come of, okay, so this person said this, that person said that, and it becomes truly political. And I think we want to kind of express our emotions for the newer lifter that's kind of getting more involved, because like I said,
I'm just gonna
a
start
lot
crying.
more people are getting involved. Yeah, but that also leads for people that have been here longer to prey, if
Yeah.
not manipulate the new lifters and use them for their own gain. So one thing we've ran into is we had an instance where a new lifter was just like getting absolutely eaten alive by a bunch of other lifters, and kind of getting ganged up on about how their coach isn't smart,
Yeah,
like how they're
it's not-
overpaying.
It's not experienced lifters. It's people
No.
who've done it in that 1 to 3 years range.
Yeah,
Because
we're
the
not talking
experienced
about
people.
They know to
it's
keep
just
their
an
mouth shut.
interesting
Yeah.
note. The experienced people keep their mouth shut, but that's not a good way to put it. They mind their own business.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that because it's
Yeah.
not the experienced powerlifters, the good people. Like us. We're not. Me and you aren't super deep, but like we're not preying on people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make that distinction.
Sure. And also, this is not everyone. This is a select few people. And but we just wanted to kind of raise awareness to that for those new lifters that think, oh my gosh, I have to have like the best coach. I have to have like this guy on social media because like all of these people are getting like so much stronger, when there are so many other variables that y'all may not understand that go into that. In this sport, there's a lot of kind of dark corners and dark rooms that a lot of people I don't think understand. And one thing that I'll touch on is PED use. I mean, it does not matter who your coach is. If you are working hard as well as taking those PEDs, you're going to get a lot stronger. And that speaks for a lot of people, not even people in our community. I mean, untested powerlifting, there's a reason that those people are 99% of the time infinitely stronger. And so one thing we kind of wanted to bring awareness to was you don't have to have like the best coach, this guy that everyone sucks off, or this girl that everyone sucks off that they're like, oh my gosh, so good. And if you have someone, like for me, a long time of my beginning of my powerlifting career, one of my best friends was coaching me, Drew. So like, I'm not saying that you're not like a great coach. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like, if you have a friend or like, no, I mean, I'm saying if you have like a friend or someone that you trust, it doesn't have to be this guy that's on social media that is coaching all these people. It can be a friend, a roommate, someone from home. Like
my coach for my first 18 months of powerlifting was my small group leader.
Yeah, and like so, like you don't need, and then people come into these situations of, oh, your coach is that guy. He's an effing idiot, and you need to come be coached by me because I know what I'm talking about. Because look at this one athlete that I have, and I think we've seen that a lot in some people, and it's just aggravating to see all of these like new lifters, these kids literally just being like pushed into these relatively new coaches in their realms when in reality there's so many good coaches out there that don't really publicize themselves, are not going to be super out there, which
like
whether
Becky
or not
like she doesn't sell herself.
Yeah, but whether or not that's a good or bad thing, like I hope the best for Becky. I think she could be more public about it and push that she does coach more people, and I think she could do better at that. But I'm also, if that's what makes her happy and what she's doing is working, like there's no room for me to say anything. But kind of what I'm talking about is the people that, are trying to be this new coach, this new guy, and then are preying on these people that have these coaches that maybe they're friends or maybe through college or like you said, someone you know personally in your life. And they're like, oh my gosh, this coach is an effing idiot. Like, that's why you're not getting stronger. And you're never going to deadlift this amount of weight, all this stuff.
I was going to say, I feel like you can't be, and don't fall victim to someone who is selling snake venom.
Yeah.
Strength training. Okay,
It's
PD.
relatively simple.
Huh. Yeah, like, this whole fitness sphere is relatively simple. Yeah. The marketing, the ads, the money to be made is what complicates it. Mm-hmm. You look at health. To me, this is the most simple of it all. Stay away from processed foods. Eat your protein. Like I said, unprocessed foods, and your life is going to change drastically. But you have all these people saying keto, carnivore, whatever, all these things, veganism. Okay, there's times and places for those, but like
all those are pretty stupid.
Realistically,
not vegan.
You eat a whole food diet, you're gonna be fine. I forgot this guy, but he made a video. He's like, your dog's fat. What do? You reduce its food, and it loses weight. You don't put your dog on keto.
Yeah. You
don't put your dog on 16-10 or 16-8 intermittent fasting. You make your dog eat less effing food. Mm-hmm. That's what the fitness industry, that's what it should be, but because there's money to be made there, it turns into something else. I think coaching is exactly the same. If you're on PEDs, you're going to get a hell of a ton stronger because that's what they do. Doesn't matter your coach. But now let's bring our coach into play. You as an athlete are most of the times the variable. Most programs, unless you're being taken to RPE 10 and failure every day, you're going to find yourself getting stronger. If you're putting in the work and you are controlling your variables as an individual, I'm getting very heated right now. You're going to get stronger. It's just really dumb to me to say, like, you need to be doing this variation of training. Well, for the past 40 years, this has worked. There might be another way that works too, and one might be a little bit quicker, one might be more longevity focused, but you don't know someone's goals and everything that makes them unique and what drives them in the sport to be able to say that this one-size-fits-all program works. Yeah. Now, if you give that, and there's a reason there's one-size-fits-all programs, because a lot of people do them and they find strength from them. I mean, like, I don't love this example, but Russell Orey has a power building program. I know a lot of people who have done that and gotten strong from the program. It's not the most specified, it's not built to that one person. But there's a time and place where if you're eating well, if you're increasing the weight, you're going to get stronger. Now, if we're more advanced powerlifters, people who are like us, where we need to change blocks and have more variation, we have our coaches doing that. There's a lot of ways to do variation. For example, this guy I joke is my like nemesis. The way he does volume is a top set of triples, and then he does 5 sets of 3 triples at a lighter weight. The way I do volume is multiple sets of like 7. I'm still getting heavy weight. He's still getting heavy weight. We're doing the same amount of weight and volume. Everyone's happy at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a little bit of what I got for that topic.
No, now I'm going to go on my rant. So I'm happy you brought this up about how, like, sorry, I've been fuming about this for the past, 48 hours.
So you actually can't see, but there's smoke coming off.
I can literally feel the cherry slush evaporating from my body right now. But I'm happy you brought up this is not
You're
complicated.
Pointing a lot. Let's not point, okay? Hurting my feelings.
I'm agreeing with you right now.
I'm happy you brought this up.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
But the strength and stuff, it's not complicated. It's not. It's like he said, the personal level, you do the right things. Obviously, your life's going to be better in general, not just fitness related, but eating better, doing the right things, that's on its own thing. But fitness and strength training, let's be honest, infinite different ways people are doing it.
Yeah, so many different ways.
Look at y'all's training compared to my training. Becky's training, completely different from the way I train. And I'm very happy with the numbers I've put up, the numbers y'all have put up, insane. It's a very different, it's not complicated to gain strength. You can do it in several different fashions. And lately these people are only seeing, like y'all brought up the 1 to 3 year crew. And now I'm seeing that and hearing that, it makes so much more sense to me.
That was a really good point.
Yeah. It's literally those people are the ones that are saying like all this, this sucks, it's not going to work. That's not how it's supposed to be done.
They need to give it a shot.
Yeah. I'm like,
that's so true. I've never seen those. Do not tell me you don't like a variation of something if I've never seen you do it.
Yeah.
Don't be crapping on earthquaker squats when I've never seen you do them.
Don't be crapping on my board press if you're going to come and do Spotto. That's stupid. That
fair.
pisses me off.
That is such a...
You want to crap on my board press, but you're going to do Spotto. Spotto is the stupidest thing I've ever... that and cluster deadlifts, I hate it.
So
really?
cluster
You don't like
deadlifts,
cluster
do you know what they... I just learned what they were.
Full resets are different than cluster for me. Full resets, you let go of the bar, maybe take a step, but walk right back, do it. Cluster, they take 3 minutes in between each rep.
No. Cluster usually is 30 seconds to a minute.
The videos I've seen, it's even then.
It kind of sounds like CrossFit to me, so I think
even
I think I like the idea of cluster. Well, regardless. I'll let you keep going.
Anyways,
we'll talk about that after.
Those piss me off, and people
argument.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
But it's people want to overcomplicate things. One, they're doing stuff they see on social media, and I feel like an old head saying this because my coach says it all the time. All these people are just doing what they see off social media, and I'm now noticing it, and they're like,
what's
literally
social media?
Oh, yeah, they're off of it. But literally, whatever they see off there, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this now. I have to do this. And you don't need to overcomplicate things. Obviously, I have a very simple based, training regimen. So, what we were talking about, you were talking about volume.
Squat bench, deadlift bench.
Yeah, my squat bench, deadlift bench, squat bench, deadlift bench. Those are my 4 days. And love them is what it is. But the way you said not your coach, your buddy does volume for his guys, top set of triples, then back down triples. You'll have top sets of 7, 3 sets of 7 or something. I'll have 4 sets of 7, and I'll be the other way. And I'll be the... And
6.
And mine will be a different way. I'll have 7 sets of 3. Those days suck, James. But
because James is watching this right now.
He's definitely not watching this. Okay. But everybody has different ways of getting their volume in, and everybody has different philosophies. That's why it's cool. Not everybody agrees the way my coach does training. Not many people agree with the way I do training. I already know a bunch of people don't agree with Becky's training. I don't agree with a lot of other people's training. cool. Everybody has their own philosophy.
At the end of the day, if you're getting stronger, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
this is like what bothers me is this is so powerlifting related. Like, so I used to skateboard. For everyone who didn't know.
Oh my god!
And
every other podcast.
It's so valid. I can't even hate that. But like, I talk about. Well, he competed in states, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I failed my third deadlift, just in case y'all hadn't.
Never again.
It ripped out of my hand.
Wait, here's my Drew impression.
I like to listen. Like,
so, the reason I
just listen to the pod, he just doesn't like to be a part of it.
he
just listens live.
He just wants to.
He's like, "Wow, this is nice."
I get front seat experience.
But the reason I bring up the skateboarding community, the parallel I'm going to draw is because like this is such a weirdly unique thing to powerlifting. Like the skateboard, there's just one way to kickflip. Yeah, you can be like, okay, slide your foot off this angle or this angle and ollie like this, but like kickflip is a kickflip, And I wonder why people don't look at powerlifting similarly, right? Training is training. Getting strong is pretty simple. It's getting strong. For me, the way I learned to kickflip is I did probably 500, 600 kickflip attempts till I landed one. Then I did another 200 till I landed another. And then eventually I started landing kickflip after kickflip. Obviously, sounds a little bit more like Olympic lifting, failure. But in terms of getting strength, it's like you work at a sub-maximal thing, and then you max. You do it again, and then you max. You change things up a little bit to confuse the muscles, and then you max. It's pretty simple, And I feel like variation is just like, the variation we see is where are you going to slide your foot off to hit the kickflip? Towards the nose or more towards like the body of the skateboard? At the end of the day, you're going to land a kickflip. I think it's pretty similar. If you want to do spotto press, which Drew thinks is dumb, fine. If you want to do board press, which other people think is dumb, that's fine. Is your max still going up? That's all that matters.
Yep.
And so the thing is, like, people have hated on the way Becky coaches. Well, look how strong Noah has gotten and how much stronger I've gotten since working with Becky.
80 pounds on my squat in 14 weeks.
You can't really say anything. Now, if you want to come and say, I personally don't like that movement, that's cool. I'm glad you don't like that movement. I don't like it either, to be honest, but I'm getting stronger and you're not. So, like, I don't know. I just think it's a lot more of, like, people have money to make out of this, and that's where all this conjecture comes from, because it's like, oh, I need a coach who is just like me or vice versa. Like, no, you don't. Like, if a good coach at the end of the day is going to understand the way levers work, it's going to understand the way that someone at a lighter weight, heavier weight works, what they need to do. Like, obviously, Becky is not me, and I'm not Becky, but she can still cue the way that I need to be squatting, benching, and deadlifting because she has such a strong foundation of, like, the technological.
A good coach is going to figure it out.
Exactly. So
you have
I
to
feel
find
like
someone.
People are really. If you like working with this individual, that's all you need. Like Becky, this is so funny. I was like kind of cheating on my old coach, and I would send her videos on the side asking for advice. And this is when she was working with Kennesaw. Sorry, Craig, if you're listening to this now.
That's crazy.
And she would be like, oh, I would work like, and after working a couple months of like kind of on the side working with her, I was like, I actually really like what she has to say. And I enjoy like the things I've seen from her programming. Like, I want to work with her. And like, that was a decision I made, whatever. But like, if you enjoy working with this individual and you see strength, like progress, you don't need to go change coaches, or you don't need to be like, no, I don't enjoy earthquaker squats. Who does? But do I feel a lot more stable in my squat, and am I getting stronger? Yes. So, like, are we really needing to be like, you need to do this, you need to do that? It doesn't really serve a purpose.
I've got a big thing on that. Like what you saying about earthquakers is, so, again, like, everybody already knows this. I don't care for RP. I don't like it. Think it's way too subjective based, but I do percentage-based training. That's how I'm coached. That's how I like to coach.
Can we just take a minute to say how much RPE fits me as an individual and how much percentage fits Drew as an individual?
I hate it so much.
I have both.
Like the most, and that's the most feelings-based person ever. The most not feelings-based person.
Yeah.
And
like, I won't get into big how much I hate it. Just, I don't think...
He hates it almost as much as he hates spotto press.
I hate it worse than spotto press.
Wow.
I hate it, and it's truly, like, come up to me of just, I don't see the use of it unless it's some either accessories or you're in like high rep ranges where it's now
So like,
endurance stuff.
I don't believe that you do like 92% of your 1 rep max on accessories.
No, like obviously I'm not. I don't have a single rep max on my tricep push downs. I do, but like,
but a sense of one tricep push down.
Confuse the muscle.
Yeah. I like to jump attack it.
I do empty bar static holds.
Me too. I love that.
Anyways, I know not many people, very few people looking from the outside like percentage-based training.
You would like Derek. I'm shocked you don't like him more.
I don't follow him. I don't know
He's
like any of his
percentage-based.
stuff.
So fun.
Well, like
He's the one that like is like RP sucks. Like
sounds awesome.
no, but you would like him. You should
Like-
follow him.
Quick reason why I love percentage-based.
by Derek.
Like quick thing, percentage-based. I love it because it's not subjective, and the way my coach puts it, I love this every time. Doesn't matter how you feel, you've got a job to do when you walk through those doors. Anything that happened into your day,
What if it's an outdoor gym and there's no doors you're walking?
you walk on the premises, everything's left outside in your car.
people tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like to say that to myself.
Like today,
Yeah,
I had
well,
an
that's-
RPE 8 deadlift quad.
I'm just
I'm gonna tell
let your
myself.
call.
Yeah.
Interrupt me. Let your
And it's
Move away from the mic.
oh, gosh darn it, I was on a rant. Yeah, percentage based, love it because it's a coach like it doesn't matter how you feel, you have a job to do. Obviously, if your body's just gone, it's different. But you walk through those doors. Doesn't matter how crappy of a day of work you had. Doesn't matter what's going on. You have a job to do when you walk through those doors. Now, that's obviously another level of training that he does.
And again, the doors are a metaphor. They don't have to be physical doors.
They don't have to be, but it's
or walks through the MMA Batman mask.
yeah. But just again,
Put a
hate.
clown mask on.
Stop. We gotta stop. We gotta shut up.
Anyways, like the RPE, I hate because of how subjective based it is. Now, again, some people love it. I'm not talking crap on you. If your coach does it, you do good. That's great because obviously they do it, so I could have to be censored a little bit. But RPE, I just don't like how subjective based because every single day I walk into the gym and always hear someone like, "Oh, I overshot my RPE." Every single day, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm feeling great. I want to do this," or "Oh, I'm not feeling too good, and I did this." Like how many times I've seen it? Like they're supposed to have an RPE 8 triple or something, or 5, 7, whatever, and they end up failing the last rep. Obviously, that wasn't RPE 8. It was we literally pushed to failure on your thing, and then it's a mental thing on that point of where you're messing it up. Anyways, get past that. Is what it is. My thing on
I
training.
was directed at you.
Wait, what?
Not specifically.
Not really.
No, there are other.
We're a 6 and what RP 8, right? Like the 4.
That was week 4 AMRAP.
See.
No,
Whoa, it was
my
an
program
AMRAP?
says the first 3 sets are 7 and the last one's an AMRAP.
Oh.
So I did not go off program.
Anyways.
Screw you. I am so loyal to the program.
Anyways, my big
Mr.
thing
YOLO
is
pull, Mr. YOLO bench. Get out of
I've
here.
never done that.
you've gone off
No,
program.
I did that. Okay, not after this meet. I haven't done that in a long time.
Well, yeah, you've been sick for 3 months.
Yeah, that was off program too. Getting sick.
Should have still been in the gym. Don't care how you feel.
Yeah, once you walk through those doors.
Yeah. But again, back thing to his about like the earthquakers. Sorry, that was a huge tangent that I could go on for hours on, but I don't need to be. Is how's the best way to put this without sounding like a piece of crap? Program is not meant for you to enjoy. Program is meant for you to be stronger. Or you got earthquaker squats. Yeah, nobody enjoys earthquakers, but you know that's going to make you better. You know it's going to.
Right.
I have 7 sets of triples at the same weight the entire time.
It's the worst.
Miserable. Set 3. I'm going to hate life, but I know
Or
I've got
his life when he wakes up.
yeah, and it's going to be miserable. But everybody's like, "Oh, do this to make it happy," or however you're feeling today, that's what we're going to do. And like all these brand new coaches that are everywhere and it does anything, it's the exact same art. That's also why I hate RPE. If you've done one meet, you can write an RPE program for someone. Now, there are other ways of people who are very intelligent, knowledgeable, like Becky, who can do that. And, like, they actually know the build-up and how to actually properly do it. And she's able to, like, give a number range, if I'm correct on that. She actually knows, okay, this is relatively where we should be. This is what should be done. But there's these brand new coaches that are 1 to 3 years, like we've said, that are in, and they're like, okay, it's just a spit-up mock-up of the exact same things of anybody could write. Like it's just saying, okay, RP 7 single this week, RP 8 single next week, RP 9 single the following week. That's what bothers me. And again, I might be a hypocrite.
I wish I had an RP 9 single, Becky.
Yeah, I mean that sounds nice. Like
Please give me something besides sevens.
Like
Tens.
Tens on squat would be.
We're having a ton plus.
20s.
Okay,
Oh, that's just
I've done
not
21s.
That's just not even like in the same realm. That's just stupid.
It's not fun.
But okay, yeah, just y'all talked about something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I was
geez.
gonna say one last thing.
I was going to say, long story short, Drew's getting stronger. He
Oh,
likes percentage-based training. I'm getting stronger. I like RPE.
I remember that. Can I put in real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's make me feel a little bit better about going
Go.
off on people. I know I'm probably seeming like a hypocrite after a lot of what I said. I don't think I am, but it's because I mean I've been doing this for 8 years, been studying for about the past 3 years how to actually coach. And
I mean, no, like, bro wakes up and is reading Russian strength books. Like, we see it all the time.
Well, yeah, that's what I do read is Russian, Ukrainian, old stuff, but still works. So, yeah.
But what I was going to say is he likes percentage and he's gotten stronger. I like RPE and I've gotten stronger. I think RPE just means you have to be a little bit more aware and, like, you can't cheat yourself. At least for me, I feel really guilty if I cheat myself in terms of going up or just, like, undershooting. But, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, I think you have to be true to yourself and know what you like, and you can't really let people bully you into things. You know, I think because, like,
Trust your gut.
these people have something to make, you know, like they have money to make off this, and that's why they're going to do what they do. Like, getting strong and say, look how strong I am, like, pay me, is not really, like, a great way. Like, Becky yesterday, we were texting, she's like, I want all my athletes to be stronger than me. You know, I think that's such, like, a humble thing. I was like, Becky, what's your raw bench? I'm coming after it. And she's like, good, I can't wait.
Asshole.
She's like, good, I can't wait. You know, and it was just like, you know, that type of stuff. It just shows, like, she truly wants the athletes to do well. Like, James, as a coach, like, he hasn't competed in years because he doesn't want to take away from the experience of his athletes. And I think those are just kind of the things that, like, you look at as an individual for coaching. Is like, is this person humble and do they want to see you succeed, or do they want to succeed themselves? You know, like, obviously you have to make money off of it if this is going to be your career, and I understand that that can cause some, like, ways that you might act that might not be the most humble or, you know, integrity. But, like, at the end of the day, like, are you going to give someone something good? You know that you're not selling snake venom. And then to the buyer, I think it's just important to be aware, you know, who is someone that I enjoy working with? Do I like their philosophy? And at the end of the day, am I getting stronger? Strength is so not objective. You can say, last year I did this. What am I doing now? If your number's gone down, maybe you need to reconsider. If your number's gone up, don't reconsider it. Keep doing earthquaker squats, and it will suck, but you're getting stronger.
What also sucks, just real quick, like some people will hit a wall. All of us have hit walls in training before.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Yeah, you have. We have at some point. And it's just some people see that as the coach's fault. I don't know about you.
I think
but
it's
I've
just
noticed
like,
that.
you
and-
have to know yourself. That's what pisses me off so much is, like, if I hit a wall in training and I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating whole unprocessed foods, I don't know, if I'm drinking and I'm like, oh, my lifts aren't
driving.
going. Well, that's typical. And I'm like, if my lifts aren't going up, I need a new coach. No. That is not,
You need
like,
a new lifestyle.
yeah. Now, if I am eating whole, unprocessed food, sleeping 8 hours, drinking a gallon of water, getting sunlight when I go to bed and when I wake up, all of those things, and I am Andrew Huberman out, getting all my electrolytes, cold bath, everything, sauna for once a week, 30-minute intervals with a 5-minute rest to release the most growth hormone. If I'm doing all of that and my lifts aren't going up, that's when you start taking gear. and maybe considering a new coach.
Can grow a mullet,
I
get a
was-
mustache.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is actually Matthew's out that he's on stuff.
Bro, like I have people ask me sometimes who don't know, and I'm like, brother, do you think I'm blasting gear and look like this? Like really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
No, like
No, I'm not.
not even. I
trying
don't
to
take
say
respect, but like, so I go to counseling, and I was just talking about how well my lifting's been going because I had like very good gains, and he's like, "Are you like?" I'm like, "Brother, you think me? Come on."
I put stuff in his milkshake. I think.
Yes,
Y'all's little ice cream frosties.
that's what I feel every night. The needle in my butt.
Yes.
I was wondering why there were so many needles in our bathroom.
Yes.
That's a joke, or is it? But yeah, guys,
It's a joke.
just be informed. Don't let people bully you. I see this thing on the internet every couple of months, and it's like the only people who hate are people who aren't doing as well as you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I see someone who's like succeeding, I have no reason to hate them. You know, like realistically, and
We want to
that's-
see everyone do good.
like a lot of people just use jealousy to fuel them, and that's why they hate. And it's like it doesn't really serve a purpose.
Another thing.
Another one. What is this?
I've got another.
I want the whole ocean.
What do you know that guy at MBB? He was
Probably.
there last night. He has like the flowy hair. He's tan. He had that green shirt on.
Is he ripped?
Yeah, kind of.
Like thick skin shredded?
I don't know about
No,
that.
because usually guy looks like that. I don't know who he is.
He's like kind of maybe a tiny bit older than we are.
A bit older than we are.
If you saw a picture of him, you'd know. I don't know
Oh,
his
did
name.
he?
He was benching with Zed, and Zed was talking to him. It's brutal.
I don't think I was there when.
Who is it?
Maybe.
Anyway,
I don't know
continue.
his name, but
Yeah.
he came over and asked for a spot on bench, and I always am like down to be supportive, like want to give
Yeah.
you a spot if you need a spot. I gave like probably 8 spots yesterday, just like around the gym, whatever.
poor
You
thing.
spot me pooping.
So what?
What?
But and he came up to me and was like, "Can I have a spot?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, man, of course." Like I went over to his bench and he was like, "So I'm supposed to get 5, but like I don't know if I'm gonna." And I was like, "Shut up!" I didn't even know this guy. Don't even know his name.
Yeah.
I said, "Shut up! If you go into it with that mindset, you're gonna fail, and I'm not gonna help you." I said, "Now, if you
Fair.
come into it
That's why I like
and
to
say,
hear.
let's get it, like I got 5, let's go, and you fail that 4th rep or 5th rep, yeah, I'll help you."
Maybe.
And I told him, I said, "Dude, if you go around saying that shit, I'm not going to help you." And like, you can't go into it with that negative of a mindset. And kind of going back to the training, like RPE or like percentage based, if you go into your 92% singles and are like, "I don't know, man," you're going to fail it.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. And I think that's another really important thing of your mentality going into the gym, whether it's RPE, percentage, who your coach is, I don't care. Training is what you make it. If you go into the gym with a negative mindset, "Oh, this is going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be hard. Oh, I'm going to fail this. I may not be able to get all my sets. I may not get all my reps," you're going to fail. And you did that to yourself. And there's no one to blame but you. And not that I'm like attacking this guy, because he was like, "Dude, like you're so right. Like, let's get it." And he did it. And it was just like a moment of afterwards, like 30 minutes later, he came back and was like, "Dude, thanks for that spot, and like thanks for what you said." And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Like I really want people to understand, if you take your training into your own hands and yes, follow your program, but go into it with that positive mindset, you will succeed and you will show better or more successfulness within your training if you go into it with that positive mindset." You go into your 7s and are like, "Oh, if maybe 385 will move," or "I got into this morning. Oh,
I
maybe
was gonna
4
say
reps
that.
will move on deadlift." No.
Okay, well, hold on.
Shut up. Stop.
Dude, let him.
You go into training and you talk to me and you say, "Oh, I may get it, I may not." Okay, I hope you fail at that point. Because I want you to
That's what I
understand.
like to hear.
No, I want you to understand when you go into it with a negative mindset and are scared. And this is what happened with my deadlifts in prep. I was talking on the podcast about, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this for a double," instead of going into it as, "I'm ready to go."
Yeah, and
like
then you
I'm gonna be
failed that
excited.
double that day.
And I failed it. And that's another reason I'm trying to reiterate it. It is real. Like, I really think how you go into your lifts mentally, and if you have that goal in mind, you want to do that set that you're saying that you want to do, you better go into it saying, "I want to do this and I'm going to do this, and let's find a way to make this work."
What was it that I told you when I was laying on the carpet the other day? You don't remember. I don't believe in limiting beliefs. There's no reason
I'm just kidding.
to limit yourself in what you believe. Today, this morning, I was like, maybe we'll see what comes around the bar. That's what I was saying. I fully.
I know I was
think-
exaggerating that, but
You
like
hurt my feelings.
It was for the
Well,
point.
No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
it was
But
for my point.
I think that's like the thing. It's like some people are like, oh, I don't know if I'm. No, hit it, do it,
Just do it.
and it's like okay, with like Noah's got this big exam he needs to do well on. Go get an A. Do it. Study. Get an A.
Don't be
Don't
like,
tell
oh,
yourself,
I
oh, I
may
might
not.
not be able to. Do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Nike, Adidas,
Wow.
Under Armour. I don't know. I just like you see so many people put like
Limitations. on
write their own story. They say this is going to be
it. But
hard.
in a negative way.
That's what like this is going to be hard. Oh shit, it's hard. Who would have thought? Well, the whole time you thought this is going to suck. If I go into this, oh, I'm going to get an A on this test, and I get an A, hell yeah, I put in all the effort. I didn't. Okay, well, I need to put more effort in. But if you're going to limiting yourself in training is ultimately going to be why you fail.
And that's one thing I learned Becky too when she listened to the podcast because she's an avid listener. Hello, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Hi,
But
Becky.
she texted me when I failed that
Hi, Papa
deadlift
Cargill
and said,
and Logan.
she texted me and when I failed that deadlift and she was like, you set yourself up for failure earlier. I was listening to the podcast and you were nervous. And she was
That's
like, that's
crazy.
all on you. And I was like, you're right. Like 100% right. I did not go into that with the mentality of, okay, let's do this. Like I can do this, no problem. And I went into this mentality of, I'm scared, I'm nervous. Like I've never deadlifted this much before. I've not pushed myself this much. And that was a really big learning curve for me. And so but it reminded me yesterday when that guy came up to me, I got to remember his name.
Yeah.
I'll remember it soon. But he came up to me and was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, no. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even know your name, but you're going to get this done. And if you go into it with this whole, oh, I don't know. Okay, you're going to sit there with that bar nutrition. You're going to think about it for a bit.
Nope,
Okay.
I think that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't limit yourself. Like what Matthew was saying, you can't limit yourself with this type of stuff. And also, you can't blame other people if you have a negative mentality around training. If you're failing stuff, but you're going into it like, oh, I don't want to fail again. I may fail, like all this stuff. Guess what? That's not your coach's fault. That's your fault.
Yeah.
That you mentally are not mature enough to be able to realize what happened, move on from what happened, learn from what happened, but you are not mature enough to let it go and realize that failures happen. We've all failed lifts. We've all failed lifts that we should have hit, no problem. And the thing of like being like, oh, I failed this lift, it's my coach's fault, I have to do all this stuff. Really? I'm having a heart-to-heart conversation right now. And we've all failed lifts, but you have to be mature enough to leave that, learn from it, and grow from it, and be able to go into your next session of, okay, let's go. I'm not scared. Like, I want this. This is what I want, and this is what's going to happen. And you can't just, oh, I don't know, like, I may not. No, I hope you fail. If you go into it with a negative mindset, I hope you fail. Because that'll prove to you that it is real
Respect that.
and it's true, you know? I mean, I get on
Yeah,
to
I'm
Corinne
with
about
you,
this all
bro.
the time. She's like, oh, it's kind of feeling heavy. I'm like, stop. If you fail, you put that on yourself mentally because you're like, oh, I don't know, this didn't feel good. Like,
We
all
talk about this
stuff.
all the time. No, it's not feeling heavy, bro.
Yeah.
200 pounds is always 200. 600 is always 600.
Mm-hmm.
You are feeling weak.
Yeah.
You're letting yourself feel weak.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I was a little bit sick this week. I came in, I was at the gym, wasn't feeling great. Was doing dumbbell press. I normally work with the 80s. I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to go work with the 80s. And then I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling 100%, but I still did it because I was like, I'm not going to work with the 60s and be a little baby.
And I think that does a lot for you mentally, too.
Right, because I thought I couldn't.
Mhm.
I remember I picked up the 60s and I was like, wow, these feel heavy.
Yeah,
but then
it
I
doesn't
went
matter.
up.
Yep.
And then I went up and I was like, okay, we're chilling.
Yeah.
And then my last thing is like, even with the physique, I was going to text you yesterday about this. Like, I've had very bad body dysmorphia and I'm just getting to a point where I'm not, like where I don't hate myself. I can take myself off, my shirt off in the gym. That's crazy.
And around here.
And my pants. But I give a lot of it to this guy because
Socks stay on.
he was saying like, you don't train hard. You're not really trying. And you're also like, you just think so poorly of yourself.
And you're
This-
expecting results off of not
right.
hard training.
The second I changed that around, I started taking accessories to failure, being more mindful of my diet.
Mm-hmm.
I literally like am posing in the mirror for like 10 minutes now. I'm like, holy shit, I don't recognize who I see. which like, you know what that does for someone mentally? And I was talking to a friend about this who's like, I hate how I look. And I'm like, brother, I hear you. I've hated how I looked for the past 18 years until I became, like, from when I gained consciousness at like 5 at a random summer barbecue to like 3 months ago, I've hated how I looked. But I started putting in the work. I stopped feeling sorry for myself. And I started really being like, you know what? I'm going to be this. I'm going to do well. And I've so quickly started to be thankful for how I look. Am I perfect? No, I'm never going to be. I don't know.
He is.
That's true.
We are not.
He is. But anyway, that's what I've got.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you've had the experience of that, and I think a lot of people should. Like, people feel sorry for themselves. So they're like, oh, I'm all this stuff. Have you legitimately tried to be better? And if you haven't, go back to the drawing boards and attempt to be better, because guess what? When you become better, you become stronger, you'll look better, you'll look at yourself better in the mirror, you'll have better goals, your mentality will change, and those feelings that you may have had may be gone. And not fully gone, because obviously that's still going to happen, but like Matthew said, bro's been working hard. He's been, pushing harder than I've ever seen him, and it makes me really excited to kind of see the future for both of y'all. You came in yesterday and did accessories and were pushing insane at like 8:30 at night. After you had a full day, you already did your compounds, but you came back.
I was wondering. I was like, you've been at the gym for like 12 hours.
Yeah, but he came back, and Corinne does the same thing. And I think that shows a lot about who they are and the lifters that they will become. And it makes me really excited to see the people that I'm surrounded with pushing hard, because it also pushes me. Like with my accessories, I haven't pushed accessories in a while. But like I'm now getting to where I'm pushing those lat pull downs, I'm pushing rows, I'm pushing curls, like I'm pushing all this stuff really hard because I want to change the way I look, and I want to step on stage next time I step on a platform and to look different and people to like, oh my God, like drug test this man right now. I want to go 3 for 3. If I got drug tested at Corrupted, I would freak the fuck out.
That would be crazy.
I would freak out. But like my whole thing is I want to show people that you can be a freak just being hard, like training hard. I said being hard. That's weird. I didn't like how that. Like,
yeah, I didn't either. I didn't want
but
to.
like
You don't have to be a genetic freak.
Through hard work, years of training, years of discipline, you can show people what you've become, and you can be something greater than you ever imagined. And this is kind of going off on a whole different thing. But if you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be in the position I am now to like help some of these younger lifters or to have an actual impact, like we have impacts on people in our gym, in our community that I don't think we fully understand. And it kind of came out after my meet, as I had like a select few people reach out and were like, dude, like you motivated me and like you helped me out a lot through my journey without you even knowing and like all this stuff. And for me, that put in perspective, like I need to show people and I want to show people that this is possible. You can be a very high level athlete without having to take PEDs, without being like a freak of nature. Like it's not like, I don't know. I want to prove to people that if you really want it and you really go out and get it, you can work hard. And people like, oh, blame genetics, blame this. Yes, there are genetic freaks, but guess what? They're also working incredibly hard, probably harder than you are. So if you want that and you want to be looked at like, oh, he's a freak, she's a freak, like all this stuff, work harder and you'd be shocked at how far you can go without having to take, like the supplements or being a genetic freak. So that's kind of my thing that I'm really trying to push and like show people is, train your leg extensions to failure, and guess what? You may see some more definition.
Less definition.
Don't even. But like, if you really work hard and on top of your diet, eat well, like do all this stuff, you can change a lot about yourself, and I think that can carry over mentally as well.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, this has been good.
Prove the people wrong. You can be a freak without being a genetic freak, without having to take PEDs, without having to be all this stuff. It just takes more time.
I think at the end of the day, hard work will win.
Yeah.
I mean, always. Like, you know the kids when you're younger who are just smart. I was not that kid, but I worked hard, and I'm now where they're not. Because eventually, I've learned through 20 years the lesson of I've got to work hard to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't. The first time they fail, they're crumbled. Brother, I fail at everything. I fail all the time. That's only made me better. It's only made me, like, I told this story before to him, but like at Chick-fil-A, I was up for a promotion. I was like 16 at the time. And they were like, you suck at your job right now. Like, that's why you haven't gotten promoted. You were being horrible at your job. You're not putting in effort. You're not trying. Your work has gotten lazy. It's gotten clumsy. You're not happy to be here. That flipped the switch. I got the promotion. Someone who was doing perfectly fine, he got the promotion, but the first thing happened when he was promoted, he didn't know what to do. Brother, of course I knew what to do. I'd failed so many times before. I'd been in the gutters. Again, this is Chick-fil-A. It wasn't that serious. But it was just a lesson that I learned in
burnt
life.
the chicken breast. No!
I mean, it was
Forgot to say that.
But anyway.
Forgot to dunk it in.
Forgot to say my pleasure.
Failure is the best teacher. Yeah, you get whipped for not saying that. I'm just kidding. I wish you did, though. It's so dumb. I'll go to Chick-fil-A. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Brother, the core four. Say my pleasure, smile, take it the extra mile, and like something with courtesy. I don't know. I'm just like, really?
It's God's chicken.
Come
God's
on.
chicken right there.
I don't know. That's what I got today.
Popeyes caused the pandemic.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That was crazy. We're going to end on that note. We're not on Instagram, but you can find him at No Ray List, me at Al82.5 to see our old stuff. You can find him at The Berserker. You can find us at the 225 Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And yeah,
That's it. 3, 2, 1.